Welcome to You Know My Voice, the podcast that speaks to the biggest voices in electronic music. And today, my guest is the incredible artist and songwriter, a voice that has blown the airwaves away within the last few years. It's written with Sigala, Medusa, George Michael and Paloma Faith, to name a few, and James Hype. In the studio, on the sofa with me today, is Italian North Londoner, Miggy Dela Rosa. Welcome.
Hiya.
Welcome to the studio.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here with me.
It's a treat.
It's great to have you here. In fact, the last time we saw each other was in Rome.
It was.
And we were having some nice wine and stuff. Went to a little Italian place, which was really fun, doing some writing together.
Yep.
Which was super cute, actually, because the last time and when we first met and we wrote together, well, that was like pre-lockdown, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was April 22. Oh, I can't even remember. It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
It was unnecessarily long.
I love that you remember the month as well.
Yeah, I remember it was like just coming into spring and I was like, yes,
we need some sunshine, need it. So thank you for being here today. You are one of the biggest voices. I mean, multi-platinum artist. Ferrari of James Hype was massive. But before we get there,
madness.
Before we talk about those moments, I want to talk about baby Miggy.
Yes.
Growing up, where did the musicality come from? Was it always in you? Was that it?
I'm going to say definitely was always in me. I was also, I was very lucky. My mum was a really well-trained classical guitarist through her own, teaching when she was at high school herself. So we grew up literally like, are they called the Von Trumps? Like my mum would play the guitar every evening and she encouraged us to sing.
Yes.
And me and my siblings. And I just, straight away was like, yep, I'm into this. And then she just kept encouraging it. And then I just kind of ran with it and pursued it myself in every kind of way I could.
And you've got siblings, right?
I do, elder sister and brother.
And do they play music as well?
They are massive music. They're like history music buffs. They have actually on a whole, my family, we have such a wide study of music again. But my sister's definitely was also a singer, but she kind of just went into fashion. My brother went into graphics. So we had art. Art was very much
creative. Yeah. Who were you listening to? Who was the favourites for you growing up?
Neil Diamond.
Oh, wow.
In terms of men, that was from my grandma and my mum.
Love.
Neil Diamond, Elton John. Elton John.
Yes,
and Celine Dion.
Yeah.
I know these are all very much of our era and our age group. These are our kind of landmark people, but they really were in my household, amongst other foreign artists that, we had the privilege of listening to.
Yeah, Celine, so you were just really connecting with those vocals from young.
Those vocals, the storytelling, I think that's the real beauty of what I love about songwriting especially is the storytellers. I'm anyone who meets me are always like, oh Miggy, you're a storyteller. If you want to tell someone to go across the road, you'll tell them a story. I am that kid. So I think I love the storytelling of those writers and those that not only did they have incredible voices, but they could tell a story in a song. Love that.
Love that. So when did you start? Well, when was the first basically Miggy song performance? Were you a kid when you started recording or writing?
Yeah, I guess I would say the first writing story I remember was being 10 years old, and it was me and my two besties, and we were in this literally primary school group.
Yes. What was it called?
If you know Spice Girls, and if you're a historian on Spice Girls, they were once called Touch.
Oh, right.
So we were called Touch 5.
Oh, wow. You're going right back.
We went there.
You were real fans.
Yeah. We were real fans. We were like, if they're not going to have it, we're going to
have it. Nice.
We wrote this song, the three of us together. And at the time, I wasn't really thinking about the ins and outs of it. It was just doing what we were doing. But that was definitely 10, 11 was the start of that. Okay, this is fun.
Yeah.
Writing and then making a melody and then trying to create harmonies.
Yeah.
So then it kind of just, I would say the next big moment was I just started getting into choirs and really pursuing the singing and learning harmonies, because I love harmonies, and like going into that way. But I kind of took a detour from writing for a bit.
Right.
But
okay.
always in the house.
Yeah. Always in the singing scene. What made you take a break from writing? Was it just that it just wasn't happening?
It just wasn't happening.
It wasn't, yeah.
And this was like in my real like young years, like where I was still like trying to become who I wanted to be. I mean, when I went into higher education, and I kind of also, like, I always was singing, always was a part of some sort of vocal group, and writing for myself, it kind of went down the route of like spoken word more for me at that point. Just because it's hard to kind of really find a route into the music scene, especially when if you play the guitar or piano, I think there is a very nice link, because you can start to, go, I have a full song. Yeah. Whereas it wasn't my hand. Like my mum tried to get me to play the guitar, and she was like, them fingers just,
not doing it.
You're just not doing it. So I was like, took a detour, and then I pursued dance. That's actually where I went. I was training as a dancer.
Wow, incredible.
So from a lot of my years growing up, between like 12 to 18, I was singing in like many choirs and different kind of groups, and then dancing. Wow. Training and like going that route. Yeah.
So what happened then in terms of the diversion? Because
I was being so like what I wish we could all hold on to. I was just following my joy. Yeah. Like, where was my joy? I was following my joy. And at the time, like, it wasn't that writing wasn't my joy. I just didn't have an avenue into that directly. Yes. I could go to dance classes, and I could pick up a dance job here and there, or I could, do, it was just what was happening. I was feeding the joy in that capacity. So there was no like, it was never a no. It was just, I was just following my feet. Yeah. In that sense.
I love that. And so when did you get your first pulling it back from the dance to like writing and then singing? What was the thing that was like, hold on a minute, we need to bring you back this way?
Absolutely.
The universe clearly intervened.
Yeah. I mean, I started to I think when I hit 18 years old, I fell out a little bit of love with dancing, because it's just another extremely competitive career. Yeah. And I just taught myself into writing constantly. I was the YouTube kid. I'd go onto YouTube, find instrumentals. At the time, it was like opening the world up, because they were just there. Yeah. And I would literally just sit and write these songs, and I'd start to record on my laptop, and I'd just write and write and write. And anytime someone was like, oh, we're going to do this, or Miggy, come and jump on this. And especially, I grew up in North London, and at the time, the very much grime scene, the rap scene was like punching hard. It was strong. And because I had such a mixed bag of friends, and one of them here and there was in one group or in one crew, and they were like, oh, Miggy, you sing. Oh, you can do us a hook for this. And like I started like playing in that realm, and I started writing these like little top lines and little hooks for these different kind of grime groups and like little rap crews. And that's, about 1920 was when I like took a route back into then. I was like, okay, this is a world I never saw myself in. Yeah.
But this is starting to make you follow your joy.
Absolutely. Yes. And I was like thriving, and I was like, okay, what can I do to keep this going? Unfortunately, with anything in art, you have to just like, it's not as easy as anything else. Yes. I would say it's not, you can do it and you're going to get paid for it. And you have to really be passionate.
Yes, absolutely.
You have to push through. You have to like strive to know that someday it will pay off eventually, even if it's just, by blind faith. So I just had many other jobs and many other things that I did to sustain me financially and to keep me floating in London. Yeah. But I was writing in the back and like dropping some emails here and there. Do you like this? What's your thoughts on this? Trying to get in with the people that I really wanted to get into. Yes. And, until I got to many years down the line where I got to a place where successfully and thankfully it happened. Yeah. I mean, when you were like singing some of these hooks and stuff, were those records cut? For the some grime acts, yes. They were like absolutely, I don't know if anyone, I'm sure people remember this. Yes. When you used to buy the CD in town with people just... Yeah. It was that kind of level of, there wasn't any major deals. There was one that did have a label deal, but the others were literally just for the pure love of the art.
Yeah.
Like, cut it. It was burnt onto a disc.
Yes, love it.
And it was sold on the streets of London.
Yeah.
You know?
So someone's bopping somewhere in 100%. The car. The CD's gone in the car and it's just stayed there. Like
100%.
Yeah, I mean that's the old school way of doing it, isn't it?
It's so pure because you're like, there is no like way of finding out the root of where that money that could have been paid.
Yes.
you were solely doing it for the love line.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
You were letting go of it.
So how did you end up getting to the point? How did we end up meeting? Because you obviously ended up somehow in the dance space.
I did. And you know what? Dance will always be like musical backbone for me. Like I love it. I love dancing to it. I love listening to it. It puts me in a place. Like, and I just, big dance vocals.
Yeah.
The real dance vocals that we used to like get down to.
Yes.
I think I became a fan of, you know, what you were doing.
Oh.
And that's like the realist. And you start to like find out, oh, who's this person? Or who's that? You know, and you try and do your sourcing.
Yeah.
And like, I was very lucky to get into a room with a producer, an artist. And then his team, once I'd, you know, had a few sessions with it, they were like, oh, you'd be a great fit. And I remember the day because I got this email through and they were like, Miggy, how do you, are you free on the said date to go into a session with Kelli? And I remember looking at my phone and being like, what? And that's why, because I remember telling you this story when I saw you that day. I was like, this, believe and you shall receive. I remember thinking, I remember turning to my partner and be like, I'm going to be in a session with Kelli-Leigh.
Oh, babe.
Like, it was such a surreal moment for me. And I was like, this is happening. Okay, dance, let's go. Let's have it.
Oh my God, I love. And we really hit it off straight away.
100%.
I mean, we weren't working on a record for me or you. And unfortunately, the song didn't come out for the artist. But you and I made such a lovely connection.
100%.
And actually, that's part of it. Sometimes in this business, a lot of people talk about like the cuts and the hits, but like to get to that road, sometimes you end up being put in rooms with people that you weren't the person that you were, you know, we weren't the focus of the session.
No.
And then, but our relationship was, you know, what blossomed from that. And like, that's the one thing I do love about this crazy business of ours is that the routes and the roads are never really straightforward, but it always leads to some kind of unexpected magic.
100%. I think what you've said there is exactly it. It's like, when you break it down, the connect is everything.
Yeah.
Like, it's so beautiful that, and if you're lucky enough to get to do what we do, like, and the writing side of it is like a given. Yeah. We're going to do something.
Yeah.
It's all the other bits in between because there's there's the reality that the anxiety of, are we going to have a song after this?
Oh, yeah.
Is so real.
Yeah.
That if you didn't have the connect, the meeting of people, the meeting of minds, like there's something in common. Yeah. It would all be quite bleak.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, like, and
it's a lot of pressure because we're also thinking we want to write something which feels authentic and genuine. Absolutely. And they're making a connection and something then that the artist loves if we're writing 100%. For an artist. But then when that goes back to the manager, like the artist might love it and then the management might be like, nah, this is not what we're looking for. Or we love that. Or, you know, whatever. And then if the management then love it, and then it's got to go to the label. And whether they are feeling it. And it's just such a convoluted process sometimes. Totally. Trying to like pull art out of the air. Yeah. And then make a hit. Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, you always, like you said, you always want to go into a room. Not always, but you know, a lot of the time, you want to go into a room and you want the song to have some heart. Yes. And songwriters and artists in general, but songwriters, a lot of the time they're pouring out these parts of our story, even if it's for a simple dance top line. Yeah. Believe that some of those are coming from like really personal moments. Yes. But the minute they leave that room and they go to fall on people's desks to be listened to as this, you know, here's the track. Yeah. That's not necessarily known. Yes, it's true. And suddenly it's just like judged as, oh no, it's not going to be it, or that's not the song. Yes. And so, do you know what I mean? Like, so you're actually, we're constantly giving this little piece of ourselves over. Yeah. unknowingly to whether or not that's going to see the light of day. Or even be received well.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, reality.
I love a song that comes out years later because I feel like that's testament also to the song.
For sure.
And also that the right people need to just hear it at the right time. So something, yes, yeah, exactly that. I want to quickly segue because I want to ask you about the Big record, but I must ask you, George Michael.
Yes.
Please tell me about this. This is on your CV.
Yes, it is. So this, I mean, where do I go?
Wow.
George Michael, not only did I live near him.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. And he signed a tissue paper for me when I was in high school. Because I saw him out at my lunch break.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He's my like absolute idol. I think
he's your favorite.
He's just his voice.
Yes.
His whole energy.
Yes. His presence.
His songwriting.
Yeah.
Salute.
Yes.
George Michael. But basically, I joined this incredible choir in 2011. And we were given this absolute insane job to sing for the 2012 London Olympics.
Oh, yes.
For the closing ceremony.
Wow.
And it was like, I don't think anybody knew how big a deal that would be.
Yeah.
But like, it was a deal.
Yeah.
And it was such a moment.
Yes.
And we got to sing throughout the entire closing ceremony.
Wow.
So there was the rehearsals were absolutely insane.
Wow.
And we were placed center to the entire, we were in the arena.
That's incredible.
And we got to be on the album recording and like, so during this, we got to have some lovely moments with incredible acts, one of them being George Michael. And we got to sing with his backing vocalists as well as us. We got to sing Freedom.
Oh, which that's awesome.
Like insane.
Yeah.
And he came to rehearsals, he came to meet us.
Wow.
And then obviously on the night, you can imagine like, it's so surreal, like you're standing behind the George Michael
icon,
singing such an iconic song.
Yes.
It was mind-blowing. I mean, there was so many acts that night. And then we went on, because of the amazing success of the Olympics, we actually went on to, as a choir, we can break off as we did loads of BVs and, amazing work for so many artists.
Oh, incredible.
So again, this was all happening behind the scenes.
Yes.
As I was,
your journey's growing.
Paging my way as a writer. Like I was getting to work along some of the artists that I've loved forever.
Yes.
Like,
did you tell him that he signed your tissue for you?
No, I didn't. I didn't. I actually didn't. But he was ever the most gracious and wonderful, kind person.
Yeah, he really I never got to meet him, but he really did look like he held that presence.
Yeah.
You can also just tell sometimes. I mean, I know you can never know someone who's famous or whatever through TV and stuff, but I definitely feel like you can feel energies.
100%.
You know?
You can, I think sometimes it's in the little, like, you do have to read between the lines. You can tell when someone is, even there in interviews, you can tell when someone, you just connect with something that they have. There's something, even if it's not in the words they're saying, you can feel like, I get you.
Yeah, I can feel this.
Yeah.
So you're doing these kind of BVs thing and but you're writing on the side.
Yes.
I mean, did you hold in yourself a sense of like, I still feel like maybe I want to be an artist one day?
Yeah, I think I did. Like it goes like in stoops and valleys.
Yes.
As you know too well. And you have moments of complete like surrender and you're like, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you're like, no, I can definitely do this. And it's that thing where there's like landmark times where artists pop up and you're like, okay, yeah, I feel like I connect with that. I could, maybe now's the time, like, or if there's a gap in the market and you're like, there's no one doing what I do, Yeah. And I had many of those. And it was actually, to be fair, it was when I just finished a contract, an acting job. Again, I did many a things.
Yeah, I love it. Because we got to pay our bills.
Yeah, exactly.
I worked at Pizza Hut as my first job.
Right?
We have to pay our bills.
Come on. And it was when I'd finished a contract and I was kind of in an absolute like low, as with all kind of creators when you're like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
And I was just really struggling to find like the next job to do to serve my time.
Yeah.
And then that was when I fell on this session.
Right.
When I was with a friend going, oh my God, like I just need to.
You were saying, I need a sign.
I need something.
Yes.
And then my name was shared by this artist who my friend was working with at the time.
Right.
And then it just like literally like that.
So this was you getting in the studio with James Hype?
Absolutely.
Amazing. So had you two had any kind of like chance meeting before or anything? You were just put forward for the session?
Like, not even. It was purely on the basis that my friends who were having their moment.
Yes.
Good boys.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I grew up around them and we worked together for years. And they were suddenly having this moment with incredible track, Piece of Your Heart.
Yes, which was blowing up.
Which was blowing up at the time. And I met with one of the boys from the group, one of my very good friends, and was just telling him, I've just finished this contract. And he was like, oh, I wanted to see you because I mentioned you. And James Hype was like, oh, can you bring him into a room?
Yeah.
I'd love to meet him. And literally I was like, yes,
of course.
I'm there.
Yes.
Like, give me a day.
Yeah.
And so that day came literally within 24 hours.
Wow, that's fast.
It was fast.
So you were just like, did you go in with some ideas? Like,
we knew it was definitely going to be dance, obviously.
Yes.
And I kind of went in with the notion of, as with everything, go in, do your best, leave, expect nothing.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Like, and I was, as they would say, green at that time. I'd never been in an environment quite like that where I was surrounded by people really having hits.
Yes.
So for me, I was green. I was going in, just do your best, expect nothing and leave.
Yeah.
Like, that's the best you could ask for in this instance.
Yeah.
And, that's what happened. I went in and, believe it or not, it was in that day that the four of us wrote Ferrari.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So did he already have that kind of sample?
He did.
Musical hook?
He did.
Yeah, okay.
It was actually, so he ran through, he was like, oh, let me show you some of the things. And we fell on this one. I was like, I love this. And I instantly knew where the sample had come from because it was a song I liked anyway. And I was like, oh my God.
This is a tune.
Like, this is so smart. And I was like, yeah, please, does everyone agree? Can we go with this, please?
Yeah.
And then we just started to spitball these ideas. And I don't know how, I know we're pretty much the same in the sense that when we're in rooms, we like to just throw ideas.
Yeah.
Throw it into the can, let it happen.
Yes.
And that's exactly what happened. We just kept on throwing ideas around.
Yeah.
And, thinking of things that had not only interesting melody, but interesting, words or interesting things that would maybe spark some interest.
Yeah.
We fell upon Ferrari.
Did you kind of feel that like this is a big record? Like as you left?
I knew it was really fun.
Yes.
I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I knew it was really fun. And I knew that I could tell that James was like, ooh.
Something's good.
This is cool.
Yeah.
So I left thinking, yeah, this is super cool.
Yeah.
Like, okay. But again, I genuinely had no, like, we've got a hit here. I just didn't have that kind of, not because I didn't think it was.
Yeah. But I
just didn't want to put that weight on it.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
So, but, I was proven wrong.
You're in the billion stream club now. There's not many people are hitting those numbers.
I know, it's actually
How long was it till
mad.
that came out from that session then?
So here's the tea.
Love the tea.
So it was 2018.
Wow.
Like end of 2017, 2018, where...
So More Than Friends was still massive.
Absolutely.
So
exactly.
it was like could be follow-up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was the plan. It was, the song was doing.
Yes.
Well, then Friend was doing it and we were like, okay, what's next? I guess his team were like, what's next?
We need to get
So went in, did that. Obviously, with samples, you have to get them cleared.
Clearance.
And when they've had quite a time in their life, it's harder to get those samples cleared.
Yes.
So initially, after about 2 weeks of having recorded it, I was called in for this meeting at the label. My first time again.
Oh yeah.
Going in for this meeting with James's team and Sum of Island. And it was to discuss, the prospect that this is going to be his next single.
Wow.
The team love it. And by the way, they want to keep you on it.
Amazing.
And at this point, I'm like, I don't have a manager. I have nothing.
Yeah.
I'm just there,
just flying by the seat of your pants.
Literally following the joy.
Yeah.
Going,
I love that. Follow the joy.
And like literally listening, going, okay. And I was like, it was a weird moment. It was like being in an echo chamber because I was listening to them and I was looking at them and like smiling. And I was trying so hard to keep all this information in, but hearing that, when you've really you've always wanted to have those moments.
Yes.
I was like, and I kind of left and I was like, what just happened?
Oh my God, yeah.
Like, what are they actually telling me?
Yeah.
And I remember going home and thinking, okay, then I was put into this WhatsApp group.
Right.
And I was like, oh no, this is serious.
Oh, right. This is going to be a single.
This is actually serious. And I can honestly say there's no preparation for that.
Yeah.
It just kind of...
Just happens. Yeah.
But to get to your point, that moment happened. And for the first month, I was still having this bubble of oh my God.
Yeah.
And so I got in a fair few more times with James and we wrote a few other songs, and 2 of them of which have since come out.
Yes. One of them being Drums.
Another
big record.
Yes. And 7 Seconds that has just recently come out.
Yeah.
So that was such a moment. That was such a time.
Yes.
But then I remember it was 2 months later, we get this group chat call and we're like, oh, there's a delay on the sample. So we're going to have to push it back and we're going to go with this. And I was like, okay. But they were very much, and I'm grateful for this. They were very much do not worry, we're going to
put this out.
This will come. There will be a moment for this.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I've waited till now.
Yeah.
In my good conscience, I was like, I've waited till now. What's a little bit more time?
Yeah.
And
who knows, it actually could have been serendipity that you did have to wait.
Oh, for 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yes.
So that would have been 2019 of.
Yes.
And then
obviously
unfortunately,
pandemic.
We got this next call, which was, we're going into this lockdown. There's been this virus. Nobody knew what was happening.
Yeah.
We didn't know what's happening. The industries didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
So again, we had another group call and I remember because it was very much, the question was, do you want to release this now?
Yeah.
And I said, this isn't really my call. James, what does he want to do? Because he's such a live DJ.
Yeah.
And he's a man of the dance floor as well. I appreciate that. He was like, what do you want to do?
Yeah,
and he
exactly.
was like, no, not yet.
Yeah.
And too right he was.
Yeah.
Because that song needed to be for the dance floor.
Yeah, exactly.
And so fast forward for nearly 4 years.
Oh, wow.
2022.
Wow.
Yeah.
Before you got that message from them just being it's coming, did you just sort of suddenly have this I don't know if it's going to happen and sort of move on in your head and then suddenly get the text message?
I completely moved on.
Wow.
Yeah, I completely moved on actually. Again, it's another one of those stoops.
Yeah.
Where because I'm a freelance artist, I was never tied down by any sort of management publishing. I worked on the basis of what contracts I was getting in my wherever it was acting, music. That's how I worked for many years.
Yeah.
When it got to lockdown, I literally had no work.
Wow, Jesus Christ,
I had no help from the government. I'm so grateful that I had my partner.
Yeah.
And, and he was still in work and, I had no strain.
Yeah.
But at that point, even though the first year of lockdown, it was kind of amazing.
Yeah.
We everyone I knew was safe and well and, we stayed safe and well. But I had no real prospect, even though I knew this was humming in the background.
Yes.
By the year, I was like, messages have gone quiet. Who's going to want a dance song?
Yeah.
It's been this long.
Yeah.
The doubt did, come for me.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, and I still stay firm to this, I'm very much about, I do believe that we manifest what we want. And you can call it what you want, prayer.
Yeah.
Language is language.
Yeah.
Call it what you want. I used to fall asleep every night. And this is genuinely true. I used to fall asleep and I used to just go, if my day's been like this, at least I know before I go to bed, I can daydream what I want to believe in.
Oh, see, I'm reading a book. Well, I've sort of finished reading a book called Power of Awareness.
Yeah.
And it literally discusses this.
Yeah.
It's like really the feeling, you have to feel the feeling of what it is that you desire in your life. And it's really good to practice that as you're falling asleep.
Right. And the thing is, for me, it was very much like before you go to sleep, it is the one time where I'm not like, because in my day-to-day, in our day-to-day, we're always... Yeah, we can have a thought, but we're always doing something. It's your telephone. You've got to go there. You've got to catch that. But there's always some... Whereas at nighttime, I knew it was just me and my voice in my head.
Yeah.
Like, so I used to daydream like so vividly that where I wanted to be, even down to like being on the stage, performing it, like whatever that was.
Yes.
So I always had that. But I did take an absolute detour because I'd got to a place where I was like, oh, COVID has done this and the industry doesn't know where it is. So I kind of, this is, me being completely honest, I gave it all up. I let go of the rope after so many years.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, I don't think I want to do any of this anymore.
Oh.
And I took a really quiet job being a private cleaner.
Oh, wow.
And I was a private house cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
And I minded my own business.
I love that.
And I did that for almost a year.
I love that. Wow.
And it would have been longer, but like I just decided I'm not going to have this like strain and this heartache anymore.
Yeah.
Like, because, look what we've just come through.
Yes.
And I just decided I wanted to just go into something that was completely like in my own space.
Yeah.
And it served me well. Believe me, it served me well because even when I was, doing those full days cleaning, I still was listening to like speakers and like clearing my head up and just, I found so much clarity there.
And I love that.
It was almost a year till I started where I left one of my clients with 4 missed calls from this number. And I was like, okay, well, it can't be somebody calling me to just ask a stupid question.
Yeah, because you're being...
Because it's the same number.
Wow.
So I called it back.
Yeah.
And that's when it was Dom.
Oh.
Who works with...
Big up our Dom.
Yeah.
My brother from another mother.
Exactly. Oh. And he was like, I remember him really specifically saying to me, Miggy, are you sitting down? I don't think I'll remember this, but he was like, Miggy, are you sitting down? And I was like, no, why? And he was like, basically, he's like, Serge is going to call you in a couple of hours. Be free. Ferrari's coming out in 48 hours.
48 hours? Hold on a minute.
Yeah. Literally, those were the way. I'm leaving leaving work going, what? And I kind of hang up and I had like the cold sweats.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh my God.
So all of that, so 2018, the contract was signed, everything. So it was literally just sat there on hold.
It was just, but I mean, unbeknownst to me, to be honest with you, other than I knew that they were like certain, I thought it was just, trickle down the lane, going to be put into the file on a shelf.
Oh, wow. And then 48 hours warning.
48 hours.
Oh my goodness.
And those 48 hours, let me tell you, it was like everything happened.
Oh my goodness.
It was like everything happened. Like I literally hung up from that call and within like a millisecond, my friend who initially brought me into the session calls me and is like, I've just heard this. Where are you? I'm coming to pick you up because we need to discuss the plan. Like lawyer, And I was like, please just let me get home. I was like, please just let me get home. My head is not clear right now. Please just let me get home.
Oh my God.
Like I ran home. I just sounded like that fantastic meme. Do you remember? I ran out. Sorry, had to bring that in. Please add that in.
Yes.
And I literally ran home. Thankfully, I was working really close to my house. Ran home, told my partner, and we were like looking at each other like, what?
Oh my goodness.
And then it all just literally started to unfold. I had a meeting. Then literally the next morning, I was meeting a lawyer. It was bizarre.
Wow.
It was bizarre.
And then that record, did it feel like it just blew? Because, or did it feel like it was like, okay, it's come out and then it's just going...
I think, again, you know, being frank, I didn't know what to anticipate because it had been on wait so long. And I knew, again, it felt like a great track. I didn't know, because of coming out of COVID, what people were ready for.
Yes, or not.
You know, dance floors were still taking the time to open back up.
Yeah.
You know, festivals were still like,
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And within those 48 hours, when it got to the release, which was the 1st of April, that night, James was going to be playing it for the first time live at the Capital FM cruise like party.
Wow.
So on the TV.
Oh, wow.
So I was sitting, like it's just, when I think about it, it's just so bizarre. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
And it was hard to get the trickle down because obviously, you know, James is the artist and I was kind of still a little bit disattached from what was happening.
Yes.
I was in my kitchen with my partner watching the TV and I was like, oh, let's get a drink. Like not really knowing what was happening and watching it and then like hearing him announce my new single and then saying my name and I'm like watching it and my partner's just looking at me. He's like crying and I'm like, what's happening?
Oh, wow.
Like what is happening here? Like you can never anticipate for those moments, I think.
Yes.
Especially when you've been in like a tomb for so long.
Yeah.
And then it just... It was a slow build in the UK. That's what I'm going to say. It took about a month and a bit to like really start to pick up and have the like excitement that I really deserved.
Yeah.
But what we were seeing was within Europe.
Yeah, the bubbling.
It was being like absolutely eaten.
Wow, jeez. Wow.
Like Shazam was going off the chart. It was like number one in everywhere.
Wow.
And I remember because I got home and I was like looking, there was one day I looked at my Shazam and it was like number one trending dance song globally.
Wow.
And I was like, this is not happening. I was like, this is mad.
Wow. So fast forward a bit. So that this is blowing up then and you've had to wait this 4 years.
Yeah.
You literally left the industry to get your clarity, but the universe was like, no, babes, we got you.
We got you.
We got you. And then did you feel like suddenly, because obviously your name's featured on as well, suddenly your phone was off the hook because we want Miggy to feature on a track, we want Miggy to write a track. Like how did that feel?
Yes. I think that was something I learned quite quickly as I was getting to my feet and I was in sessions. Like, I mean, it was a year that I'll never forget. Obviously, I met yourself that year too, like literally within a couple of weeks after the track coming out. I was in sessions every day, like Monday to Friday. And then I was on the, you know, in the spaces between the evenings, there was people wanting to connect with me. And then there were songs being like sent. Oh my God, does he want to do this? Does Miggy want to try this? Does Miggy want to try this? Does Miggy want to try this? And, you know, I was with a manager that was obviously also very young to managing.
Yes.
And he was a very good friend of mine. And we'd kind of fallen into this because of how everything was panning out, because there was no prep time.
Yes, it just was.
We were living in just like day by day, step by step.
Yeah.
And that's really overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like I didn't realize the effect that had on me until probably last year.
Wow.
And that's me being honest.
Yeah.
Because I was like, run.
Yes.
This is your chance, run.
Yeah.
You know, and there's even things that I will say that I didn't do that maybe in hindsight I should have said yes to. Yeah. But I didn't know.
Oh, it's overwhelming. You don't know when this happens, and you also feel like someone's going to catch you. Yeah, you do. Within all this stuff.
You do. And you definitely, I know for myself, there's moments where you constantly, what's that saying? Where you're imposter syndrome.
Yeah. Yeah.
The imposter head peaks and just tells you that, you know, it's only short-lived. Are you really supposed to be doing this? Yeah. You know, and it's bizarre because it's all you do, you know? Yeah. You know, and I think I really got my feet when I was doing live shows. Yeah. And that I was really able to get out there and like be on the stage and jump around and sing the songs and like connect with people. And I felt so in my zone. Yeah. And it was amazing, but like it was constantly, you know, can he do this? Can, you know, so many people trying to, you know.
So that's the thing as well. So you've had this massive hit and you've written that and you've featured on it and you've sung it. And then and you're performing on the shows, and then you're getting these phone calls. But did you feel anyone was going to you, let's look at Miggy the artist and not Miggy the feature?
Sure. It's a great question. I would say not particularly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're very much known for that moment. And I think within our industry, it's very much what's the moment?
Yeah.
How do we capitalize on that moment?
Yeah.
And like the other part of it, the care.
Yes.
Is it secondary?
Yeah.
And take that as you will.
Yeah.
But that is for sure how it is. And, you know, I do actually remember the track had been out maybe 6 weeks. And it was very surreal for me because, to be honest, when you have a moment like this, as we have, whether or not you want stardom is a secondary question. But when you are put into the limelight, if you have it in you, and I believed I did it, you know, and I still do, you still want to own your name being on something. You still want a certain amount of like, for the industry to see you. Yes. And for people to understand, you know, what you have done.
Yes.
And you're not just this like echoey melody. You're not just that, but you know, you are this person, you are this artist.
Yes.
And that is a struggle for sure. And I remember doing this gig on a rooftop in Soho House, and it was like the track had been out maybe like 4 or 5 weeks, and I sang 2 other original songs, and then I finished because I thought obviously finished on Ferrari. And it was so weird because the audience was quite a large audience that evening, and like they connected with my original songs, like, which kind of blew me away.
Lovely.
And then when they got Ferrari, it was so interesting. I wish I could have had like, you know, those Meta glasses.
Oh yeah, and just
although
kind of
we don't want Meta, but
no, but yes,
those glasses. Something where I was recording people's reaction because I saw people like from all suddenly going, like they were going, that song.
You sang
and they
this.
were like, they were connect. You could tell they were connecting my voice to it.
Yeah.
And it was, I had not had that yet to that point. So I was like looking at these people and I was like jumping around this stage. And I came off and people were flocking because they were confused. And one that confused me in particular, well, not confused me, it was kind of a really surreal moment, was I had one of the radio hosts from Capital FM go, "Oh my God, I get to say your amazing name every morning."
Aww.
She goes, "And I never knew who you were."
Oh.
And I remember like, I took that and I was so gracious and I was like, "Oh my God, thank you." I was I listened to your show, and I left that night and I was like, how does that feel? Like, what's the misconnect there? Because obviously that happens. Listen, it's not shady.
No, of course.
It's not shady at all. But what's the misconnect there? Because I was, you know, like I said, there is an absolute tendency for us as writer, artists, top liners to have this kind of background seat.
Yes.
Even though we're absolutely at the foreground, we are like almost made to have this background seat. And when I heard that, I suddenly had this kind of this weird feeling of like, this moment is so huge, but I'm still this unrecognized person.
Yes.
And that's so surreal because that's not ego driven.
No.
And it's not even me going like, why am I not? It's just a weird feeling because you've done the work.
Exactly.
You're out there.
Yes.
And the track's doing the most.
And people are singing along to your voice. Yeah.
But there's an element of, I don't know who you are.
Yes.
You know?
Exactly.
And it's that like really stuck with me.
Yeah.
And it was such a weird feeling to kind of have. And I was like, I'm not ungrateful. Like I am so grateful for the opportunity that this has given me. It's life-changing.
It's true.
You know, I'm so grateful for that.
But you still deserve your flowers.
For sure.
And also, and it's really sweet that you're saying that as well. And also with our chats as well, and knowing you, and I know you genuinely mean that hand on heart. And the same, I spent a lot of time saying, I'm really grateful that this happened. But you also get to a point where it's like, well, grateful is lovely, and gratitude, I'm all about it. But then there's also going to be a point where it's like, but hold on a minute. Yeah. That's my work. That's my voice. Yeah. And I also deserve my own recognition because I have busted my ass to be here, to deliver this. And help this happen with your history of growing, to be in that space at that time, to deliver something where the people connected.
Absolutely.
And I think it's that. And I think that's the other thing that sometimes, and again, why I wanted to have You Know My Voice.
So good.
Because who else could have, someone else could have sung that.
Sure.
Or written that or whatever.
Yeah.
But it might not have had the impact that it had that you did.
Yeah.
There's something, again, that like people connect to voices and connect to the energy of it.
Yeah.
And there's something that you did within that record. And obviously James's amazing production and the other people that wrote on it with you. Like there's a collaborative feeling there. And then it's created this movement and this energy which has transcended something, which made it a billion streaming record. Yeah. But at the same time, you're half of that.
Yeah, totally.
And that deserves to be recognised. And it is a very strange thing about our business that there is that disconnect, that although your name actually is on this one, but still there's no what's Miggy do as an artist?
Yeah.
Let's have Miggy in to discuss his career.
Totally. And even just I don't know. No, actually, I do know. It's a level of, and again, this is no shade, but there needs to be, and there is a shift, but there needs to be an absolute shift where we are met with the same grace and the same energy as the main artist. Or it's like this is, like you said, collaborative, and you are here as well as.
Yes. Exactly.
You're not the second thought. You're not, it's like this literally wouldn't exist without those other people.
Yes, exactly.
That's the reality.
It is, absolutely.
And that's not asking too much.
No, not at all.
And I think, as an industry in a whole, we need to really get to that place where we honor everyone involved.
Yes.
I
absolutely thoroughly agree with that. And I love that point you've landed on, which makes me ask, the Miggy project.
Yes.
What's happening?
Well,
tell me.
You know what? There is a project.
Yes. Good.
There is a project and there are songs.
Yes.
And they feel really good to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just in the process of kind of figuring out what those steps are to give them their best moment.
Yes. Okay. Love that.
And I know you can't overthink that.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
You have to kind of let things go a little bit.
Yes.
I'm just working out what those next steps in this new year look like and how we can, Because
that's what we were chatting about when we was having some wine in Rome. Just, I learned very quickly on after singing More Than Friends, and that being my third top 10 record, that no one was calling to sign me. So I had to sign myself and start my own label and start that journey of self-releasing. And I was saying to you, please, don't waste any of your time.
Yeah.
Just start getting you out there and start getting that ball rolling because you deserve your flowers for the incredible creation that you've put out into the world with James and with the team and obviously drums and all the other records that you've written on. But it's time for people to know you as an artist in whatever form you want that to be.
I love that. Thank you. But also actually thank you for the work and the grind that you have done in this industry alone. If we didn't have, it should not go without being known that, it's not easy.
No.
This industry is not easy. It doesn't matter what part of it you're in. This industry is not easy, but having the gumption and the flair to go, I'm going to pursue this and I'm going to forge it myself and I will be heard and I will be seen and you're consistent. Oh. I said this to you, when we were having those words. Yeah. That is so thrilling and so important to see, especially from a woman of color. It's so powerful right now. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart.
If we have to, follow suit and do that. And I promise the ball is rolling.
The ball is rolling.
There's a few little other feature things that are coming out this year. So I'm going to see how they, land and take off and let them flow. And then we're going to have more of those wine chats.
I think so, because I like it.
And we'll roll out what could be the first single.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Me too, to be fair. I'm I want people to have them because I love them. I'm these are good. These are good songs.
Yes.
So
don't let them sit on the Dropbox of doom.
No.
Get them out. I'm excited to hear them. I'm excited for more wine chats.
Yes,
I'm excited to finish recording the record that we actually wrote in Italy, which I need to get round to finishing.
Yes, but
which I started.
It's good. It's a goodie.
It's a good one. In the meantime, Miggy, love you loads.
Love you
Thank
loads.
you for coming to sit in and telling me about your journey. And I'm excited to have you back on this show when the Miggy project is out in the world.
Let's do that.
And we can discuss that because that's going to be exciting.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here today.